Today, we're fishing one of my favorite Highlands Reservoir lakes, where during the summer, the bass group up in huge numbers. What's up, geeks? Mike's back here getting the cameras ready. We're getting ready to launch the boat. We are back out on one of my favorite little lakes to fish during the summertime. We had a really good time last time. It really was kind of old school swim baits, underspins, kind of the original OG BassGeek sort of stuff. Man, I can't wait to get back out here. We kind of passed by a spot early in the morning that was loaded, but I didn't get them dialed in until a little bit later in the day. Let's get out here and hopefully we can throw some big swim baits around again and catch some big bass doing it. I am lowering the trolling motor. There's almost always a few fish that hang off these banks down here. Yeah. And I've caught a couple. Throwing a minnow to them. These fish ain't even thinking about it. All right, let's roll. I mean, bro, they ain't even thinking about it. That thing was sitting right in the middle of a ball of about 20 of them.
Volume's working.
I'll go with a little bit bigger underspin. Let's see what they decide. Hey, do I have a what is it called, Mike?
I'm waiting to hear what you say.
I wonder if they had hit a tails called a riser. There's a bone, which I don't care too much about. I think it's the only one I've got. I wonder if they'd hit a weight bait of any kind, which a riser will tell me if they will. All right. So they're busting all around us. We've missed them on the Rico Popper. We've missed them on the a couple of different walk baits. I've tried a lot of different things under the water to get them to come chase. May work on some stuff with that, but this little thing right here, you know, this is the riser. This is the 007 model. I've got the big one in here somewhere. But they're definitely chasing, and they're chasing small shad. So what we're going to do, and they're busting right here, is we're going to take that and we're going to work it across the top erratically. Oh, I seen falling. Damn it. This might be the best spot to sit. Jesus Christ, dude. He scared me. There he is. You're not getting in the trolling motor. Riser, riser. All right, got a riser. I think that's just the 007, I believe. And good little fish for this lake. All right, they're definitely chasing. Let's see if we can get them to chase a few more of these. Not, oh sorry, not the color that I wanted, but you know. Do what? I don't think so. I don't think so. I seen him come up. Am I filming? Hell no, of course not. Another decent one until you've lived your life. Eating shad. You ain't wore them out for nothing. Oh my God. Mike, I don't know if you can get a close up of this. But boys, look at the teeth, the rough jaw on that thing. All right, geeks, let's talk about conditions of the day. And condition of the day is really important. The reason why I give you guys this is because it really sets up the situation. It's not about the bait. I know a lot of people love to think it's about the bait, but it's really about the situation. We've been on this lake 4 times now, and every time we've caught them doing something just a little bit different, because every time they're doing something a little bit different. So you have to be prepared for that. And a lot of times it means having different baits ready. It's why I like to carry so many different baits. Now, all that being said, the conditions of the day is brought to you by the Deep Dive app. And it's really where I get my weather. I find out if it's going to rain. I find out if the lake is raising, if it's lowering, which way the wind is going to be blowing. And that tells me where I can go fish shallow sometimes if I've got enough wind, or if I need to fish deeper on these clear reservoirs, which is what we've been doing today. We've been fishing out over deep water. Now, we did throw a buzz bait around a little bit earlier this morning. We didn't have any takers, but the water's super clear right now. When we hit the lake this morning, the air temp was already 71 degree up here, and the water temp was 81 degree. So the water's warm, the bass are ready. Hopefully they're going to be chasing some shad. We're supposed to have overcast all day. That's going to be a big deal, because if we get some overcast and we get some wind, that means it's probably going to be a topwater day. If we get a little bit of rain, we'll have to change up to maybe some louder topwaters, but they'll still bite in the rain. So guys, do me a favor. I'm telling you, the Deep Dive app is something that I use all the time. And it has a great water clarity feature on there too. And if you'll look at that, you'll see this water clarity is about 8 feet where we're at, and it's about 10 to 12 down by the dam. We can also see that the water has raised just a tiny little bit, which we've had a few small showers over the past few days, which means a lot of times when the water raises just a little bit, they like to pull off the banks a little bit on this lake, and they like to get out there in the middle and chase those shad, especially because we got a thermocline on this lake. All right, listen, first link down in the description, go get your free trial, the Deep Dive app. I'm telling you, my buddy Ben was the one that turned me on to this app. Down in South Carolina, he loves it because he fishes Lake Moultrie, Santee Cooper basically, and he really can watch how the current moves that dirty water around when it comes into the lake. And he'll pick those places that he can go fish, and wind is extremely important on that lake. So again, shout out to my buddy Ben. Make sure you go check out the Deep Dive app. I use it all the time. And thanks to Ben for showing it to me. All right, let's go catch some more daggone fish. All right, we're gonna throw the underspin a little bit. We got some hanging on these ledges. They're all through the water column. I think where we've had some rain and it's cooled down a little bit, the thermocline has kind of receded. They're busting everywhere. So I may have to ignore that for a minute to try and get one in the boat. Let's go get them. I knew that underspin would pay off. And that right there is why you boat hop them. You guys might not like it. I ain't catching this bait and getting this hook in my hand. That's a big hook. So we didn't knock that much slime. I'll take my penalty, boys. Probably the best one so far. All right, geeks, so they hit that riser, man. They were in a chasing mode first thing this morning, and then the sun come out, so they kind of quit chasing that riser. So what ended up happening is I pulled out the underspin. You know, the last time we were out here, that underspin was money for us. But we really did rummage through a lot of different baits to try and figure out what they would bite. So let's see if that underspin is going to continue to be the go-to. If the sun stays out, if it clouds back up, we may go back to the riser, or we might rummage through one of the, I believe, 100 topwater baits we've got in this boat. All right, let's see if we can catch two more and round out this. Jesus Christ. So we've tied the Rico on, we took the riser off. They don't seem to be chasing now. We're getting later in the day. I mean, they're chasing shad, but it seems like they don't want to chase a bait. So we're gonna tie the Rico on, and we're just gonna wait for them to bust. We're gonna throw that underspin when they seem to have calmed down, try and round it out. That's what they seem to like.
That's the thing about them blokes, you never know what direction.
Come on, hit this. God, that's a good one too. Got him. Come on, dude. Just come up here. Please get in the boat. I know you're just gonna do that. Good Mike. There's number 4. It has not been super easy. This time on the Rico Popper, man, you can tell. Look at that belly right there. He has been feeding. Good old Rico Popper. Geeks, I'll tell you right now, I talk about this color all the time in clear water on a lot of my hard baits. It is a running deal. Gold green back, red mouth, bluish purple, translucent sides. It works, and I've got a ton of them that it works on. Oh, come on, don't do that. God, dude, how did they not eat that? I hit them in the head. I was sure I was getting bit right there. Sure of it, Mr. Hall. I hadn't been so sure on a cast all day, I'll put it to you that way. How's that?
One you threw up there earlier, I thought it was going to be like that, but it slammed and right in one of them's mouth.
I knew it. I missed. Got him. Got you in the damn belly. Look, you can see them. Get a shot of that if you can.
Well, I'll tell you something funny.
What?
Was when you know, getting back in, I was trying to get the action shot, but I think I kept filming the daggone fish busting instead of him busting. So that shows you how much there's fish busting.
He's blind in one eye.
I see it. Man.
That's why he's missed my bait the first time. He's freaking blind in one eye.
That's 5, isn't it?
That's 5. So we're I think we're gonna leave these fish right here alone. Go check out a couple other spots, just say we did before we leave, and we got some videos to film. All right, geeks. Sorry this is coming out a little bit late, but I had to take a vacation. We normally like to get this out 1 week after the video has been released, but time for the old BassGeek to take a little unwind. Sit on the beach, drink a beer, and piss in the ocean. That's kind of my way to disconnect. All right, let's see how many comments we got. 98. Let's pick a winner. Jeffrey Main, 1825. You rock, brother. You rock, and you won. I will put a comment on your comment letting you know that you won. Hopefully you watch, because I always say watch to win, and we do this to support the channel, not to grow the channel, but to support you geeks out there, to give back for what you guys give us. So watch to win. Make sure you know when this comes out. All right, Rico Suave Suave. Hey man, the Royal Rico, that thing came to the rescue. We were able to hit 2 more of those poppers. Listen, I threw several different top waters at them while they were busting and couldn't get them to bite, but that Rico sealed the deal on the last 2 so that we were able to put 5 in the boat. The last few times we've been on this lake, we put 5 in the boat by what, 10, 10:30, 11? That's pretty impressive on this lake, because there's a lot of days you're going to come up here and you're going to catch 1 fish. So, which, you know, I know this other guy who hates, you know, fishing and stuff, who talks about August being one of the toughest times to fish. I don't know. It's one of my favorite times of the year. All right, geeks, listen to me. If you love summer fishing and you don't want to be like that other guy I was talking about and suck during the summer, make sure you go check out this playlist right here and learn how to catch bass during the summer, because it is my favorite time in the world. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out. And as always, you geeks rock.